My sister leaned closer. Her voice was low, almost careful. "I need you to say nothing," she whispered. "About $15 million. That wasn't supposed to exist." That moment stayed with me, not because of the money, but because of the fear in her eyes. And for the first time, I realized something was very wrong. My name is Ethan, and this is the story I never planned to share. Not even here, on Exposed Stories Media. Because this isn't just about money, it's about trust, and what happens when your own family decides you don't deserve the truth. Growing up, my sister Ava was always the center. Confident, charming, the one everyone believed. She knew how to speak, how to convince, how to control a room. People trusted her naturally, even when they shouldn't. I was different, quieter, more analytical, the kind of person who listens more than speaks. I didn't compete with her. I stayed in my own lane, built my own career, slowly, carefully, without needing validation. Our parents always leaned toward her, not aggressively, just enough to notice. She made decisions. They supported them. No questions asked. It became normal, until it wasn't. Everything changed after our grandfather passed. He had built everything: properties, investments, a quiet fortune no one talked about openly. We were told everything would be handled fairly. That word, fairly, it sounds simple, until you realize it means different things to different people. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Meetings happened without me. Documents were in progress. Ava kept saying the same thing. "It's being taken care of." That phrase again. Clean, controlled, and empty. I didn't question it immediately, but something felt off. Not obvious, just subtle, like pieces of a story that didn't connect. Then one evening, I saw it. A document left open, on Ava's laptop, just for a second, but long enough. $15 million, structured in a private account, hidden under a holding entity I had never heard of. My first thought was confusion. My second was concern. And the third was the one I couldn't ignore. Why was this hidden from me? I asked her later that night, calmly, directly, and she didn't hesitate. "It's not what you think," she said. Too quickly, too smoothly. And that's when I knew she had already prepared that answer. That wasn't denial. That was control. From that moment, I stopped asking questions and started looking for answers. Quietly, carefully, because if something needed to be hidden, it usually meant it wasn't meant to be fair. I didn't confront her again. Not yet. Instead, I started paying attention. Details, patterns, things most people ignore. Financial timelines, ownership records, legal filings, everything connected if you looked long enough. And I did. The deeper I went, the clearer it became. This wasn't a misunderstanding. This was deliberate. Money had been moved, reassigned, restructured over time. Not suddenly, but gradually, carefully enough that no one would notice, unless they were looking for it. I found the holding company, registered years ago, controlled indirectly, through layered ownership, and at the center of it was Ava, my sister, not alone, but leading it. I kept going, reviewing everything I could access, and then I found the part that changed everything. A legal declaration, signed digitally, under my name, stating I had no interest in certain assets. I remember staring at that line, because I had never signed anything, never agreed, never even knew it existed. It wasn't just hidden, it was rewritten. They didn't exclude me. They erased me, legally, cleanly, as if I had chosen it. That realization didn't hit fast. It settled slowly, like weight, like something heavy that doesn't leave once it arrives. I took everything to a lawyer, someone completely independent. No connections, no bias, just facts. He reviewed every document, every transfer, every signature. And when he looked at me, his voice was calm, but firm. "This was structured intentionally," he said, "to remove you without conflict." That word, without conflict, stayed with me, because it explained everything. No arguments, no discussions, just silent decisions, made without me. That's when I understood. This wasn't about money anymore. This was about control, about who gets to decide, and who gets erased. I still gave her a chance, one chance, to tell me the truth. I asked to meet, just us, no lawyers, no distractions. And when we sat down, she already knew. She looked at me, not nervous, not surprised, just composed, like she had already planned the outcome. "You saw something, didn't you?" she said. Not a question, a confirmation. I nodded, and placed the documents on the table, one by one, letting the silence build. She didn't deny it. She didn't even try. Instead, she leaned back slightly, and said something I'll never forget. "You wouldn't have understood," she said. Not apology, not regret, just justification. That was a moment. Everything shifted. I asked her one simple question. "Why didn't you tell me?" She didn't hesitate. "Because you would have stopped it," she replied. And there it was. The truth. Clear, cold, unfiltered. It wasn't about protecting anything. It was about avoiding me. Avoiding resistance. Avoiding fairness. Because fairness requires agreement. And she didn't want that. My parents stayed quiet. They didn't interrupt. Didn't defend. Didn't deny. That silence said everything. They knew. They agreed. They chose her. That realization hurt more than anything else. Not anger. Not betrayal. Just clarity. I took a breath, and placed one final document on the table. A legal notice. Prepared before this meeting. Detailed. Precise. And irreversible. Her expression changed slightly. Just for a moment. The control slipped. Not completely, but enough. "What is this?" she asked. I looked at her calmly. "Proof," I said. "Of everything." What followed wasn't dramatic. No shouting. No breakdown. Just consequences. Legal reviews began. Ownership structures were challenged. Signatures were investigated. Everything they built quietly was brought into the light. The 15 million didn't disappear. It didn't vanish. It was corrected, reassigned, rebalanced legally. But by that point, it didn't matter anymore, because what was broken couldn't be fixed. We stopped being a family that day. Not officially, but in reality. Conversations became distant, formal, controlled. The trust was gone, and nothing replaces that. Looking back, the hardest part wasn't discovering the truth. It was realizing how easily it had been hidden. Not with lies, but with silence, with decisions made quietly, over time, until one day, there was nothing left to question. If there's one thing I learned, it's this. Betrayal doesn't always look like betrayal. Sometimes, it looks like planning, like logic, like something that makes sense, until you see the full picture. And once you do, you understand something deeper. The people who can hurt you the most are the ones who know exactly how to do it quietly and make it look justified. And that's the part no one ever warns you about.